Okay guys, I'm gonna try and make a quick Varus guide for patch 6.24 right now. It's gonna be 80 carry Varus, which recently has become a lot more popular due to the buffs with this passive, which is actually making him get quite a lot of attack speed, just for killing minions and killing champions, which makes him a lot better in team fights than he was before. And in lane, it can actually help quite a bit in the dueling aspects, which Varus is already very good at doing. First, I'm going to go over the room page I use. I either use one of these two pages depending on if they have poke support. I use this one most of the time though because I feel like I can be greedy and get away with it. This has attack speed blues, attack speed quints, armor yellows, and flat AD reds. This is a pretty common page, but most people do take this one, which has a few MR glyphs in there as well. This is a more balanced page and is probably better in most aspects, but I like to be greedy and go with this one in normals. Ranks, I most time take this one though. And then it's pretty simple. Attack speed is the most efficient stat to get glyphs and quints for. Armor is of course really good versus the other 80 carry in dueling. And then attack damage for doing damage, and you always want a little bit of attack damage because it can help you CS, which is a very important part of being a marksman, I feel. For my mastery setup, this is the page that I have been using right now because it seems to have the, what's Feast, my bad, has the highest win rate right now on champion.dg. I was using Deathfire Touch for a while because that was previously the best one. And I've even been trying Warlords. I feel like Warlords is pretty good if they have a heavy poke bot lane and you really want to sustain the lane. And late game, it's actually it can be pretty beneficial for you as well with the lifesteal if you're getting into a lot of risky situations like that. But overall, I believe this patch right now, Fervor is the better of the two. I feel like Double-Edged Sword is really good for Varus just because of his dominance in lane, and he doesn't always have extended trades, so Battle Trance isn't necessarily all that good on him. Feast is just the 80 carry one that you always want to take on the 80 carries. Vampirism, I feel like is better than Natural Talent right now. The sustains outweighing the small amounts of damage it gives you. Um, Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Just general things you take on an 80 carry. For ability maxing, I've been starting Q and then I go W. Level 2 most of the time, unless you have a real chance of getting a kill. If you have like a Blitzcrank or a Thresh, then you're going to have a hook or an engage. Even in Alistar Leona, you could take E level 2. But most of the time I would go W level 2 just because it helps you with the auto attack trades. It's very mana efficient because it doesn't cost any mana. As well as it helps you, again, CS quite. It's pretty easy to CS on Varus with this W because the extra 10 damage is actually quite a bit. And for level 3, if you took E at level 3, then you definitely want to get your W. I mean, if you took E at level 2, you definitely want to get your W at level 3. But if you took W at level 2, then if you're more of poking, then definitely getting a second point in Q is more worth than E, because using your Q and E takes a lot of mana, and just hitting them with a 2 points in Q does a little bit less damage, but almost the same, and costs you about half as much mana as it would to use the Q plus the E. For supports, I feel like Varus can work with any support. It's really up to who you want to play with. As a support, if you play with a support main, it can be quite beneficial. I think the very important thing for Varus is to just make sure that your farm's up, because if your farm's not up, you can fall quite behind, and in team fights you're pretty useless if you don't have the items that you need to have. You can even be farming solo in some lanes because his dueling potential is a lot higher than most 80 carries. It's not quite to like where Vayne's level is or where some of the more dually, but I feel like Varus is he can definitely duel a lot more than you think he would. His ult is pretty strong when it applies the W, and you can kite with his E. I feel like you just have to outplay them a little bit, but most of the time you can win the 1v1s if they're not a Fed Assassin. So yeah, that's mostly what I've been going. For build, I think the Essence Reaver into Hurricane into Infinity Edge is probably the best build right now. After that, you can, I think Bloodthirster is better than Bork in most case scenarios. If you're getting some tanks, Blade the Ruined King can be better, and it can also help you kite out. If they have a lot of movement speed, people, and not much hard engage, then Blade the Ruined King can be very good for kiting. Or you can also get another Zeal item for more damage. I've been trying that out and it works pretty good. I think for that though, you're definitely going to want to have Warlord's Bloodlust if you're going to go that path, just because then you're not going to have lifesteal items at all, or if you do, not for a very long time. Um, and then last item, Last Whisper, most of the time is what you're going to want for the armor penetration. This build gives you a lot of attack damage, not as much as like a penetration Varus build like you used to go, but it still gives you a considerable amount, so your poke can actually be considerably meaningful, as well as the crits do quite a bit of damage. You're critting over 1k with this build at once you get it to 5-6 items. Berserker Greaves are the boots I'd go in every case. They're a very efficient boot to get, probably the most efficient boots. And I think that's pretty much it. That's what I have to recommend for Varus. If I forgot anything or left it in, or if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you guys. Peace out.